Welcome to day 6 of the Academy of Kipple Martial Arts Challenge. So we've got almost all the basics down. Now we're going to put it all together. We're going to do the last quarter, and then we'll have enough time to kind of just run through the form a bunch of times. And then on day 7, we can refine it if we need it. Okay, so we're doing really great. So let's begin. I'm going to start off right with the last quarter. Okay, so I'll do the form once, facing away from the camera, and then I'll stop at the 4th quarter where we're going to start, and then we'll just repeat that, and I'll show you what we're doing. It's really, really easy, so we're almost there. So here it goes. Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and this is where we're starting quarter 4. So quarter 4 is going to, well, let me finish it for you here. That's it. So we're going to work on this a couple ways. I'm in a right bow stance. I'll do 3 motions from this position. So all I'm going to do is lift my leg and pull my hand over. 1, 2, 3. So the knee comes up a little above the hip. The right fist just touches the hip bone right here. Okay, with the palm down. That's all you have to do. So lift, reach, and that's it. Okay, so that's the first movement. Now we got to get back that direction since we're going that way. So we're going to have to pivot. So if I take my hands down, we're going to take this leg up, and we're going to turn it around and put it exactly where it was. So if the leg is right here, it needs to go right back to there, but facing that way. This is probably the #1 mistake on this form every beginner makes, and the reason they can't finish where they started. Watch this left leg. They'll pick it up and they'll shoot way over here with it, and then they just can't figure out how to get back there. Okay, so that's an easy fix. Where the foot is, it's going to land. So what we've done is we're going to reach up here, touch the hip, spin the leg, and pull the hand at the same time. On the first quarter, it was leg, then hand. On this one, since it's a cover, we're using this to get on the inside of our opponent coming this way. We're coming around, covering high with that motion in this particular instance. So we're taking the leg, you see that, the leg and the arm right there, and then we're placing it down. Okay, so we're going to now do 3 of those. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, next, slide step, punch. At the end of each quarter, there's a punch. That's it, okay? So we'll do that one more time, and then I'll turn around and we'll do a couple, and you can follow along with me. Hip, cover, step, punch. Sometimes in this form, people will add that as a strike. You can tell it's a strike because it's hitting the first knuckle and it's more out. If you're using it for a cover, it should be in. We're using it for a cover. Okay, so now we'll go through this again. If I'm at this position, back facing, you can get into the same position. So we're in a right bow stance with our right hand out, left hand, hip. So the left side, we're going that direction. Here we go, lift up to that crane, pull the arm and the leg over to the left bow, slide step forward, thrust punch. Okay, slide back, turn around, and let's do it again. And so we're in a right bow stance. Here we go, we're going to step up, punch, and back. Okay, 2, back, 3, back, 4, back, 5, back. Now I go a little bit slower here, give you some time to work with me. Okay, first motion, 1, 2, back. Okay, first motion, 1, 2, and back. Again, first motion, 1, 2. Okay, one more time. First motion. Second motion. Okay, so at the end of this form, okay, we'll end up this block this direction, and we're going to come straight in and finish, and we get a bow, and we're done. So the finish, if you can see it from the side view here, it's really easy. You just take your left leg back to your right, put the hand out for now, and bring the fist and the palm together. Again, another common mistake beginners make is that they turn and they kind of hit here, so the little pinky, which would be kind of a bad idea. You want to take this area right here, come straight across, so this is going to come down. Then the hands come together, roll around, cross, come back, and set, and you bow, and you start again. Okay, so that is the last quarter. Now we have to kind of put it together and work it a few times. But if you've been following along, you actually have it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just go really slowly through the form. I will face the opposite direction so you can follow along. And I'll take lots of time here so that you can get it. So even if you didn't quite pick up on some of the things in the earlier videos, that's fine, because you will be able to pick it up now. Okay, and you'll probably actually do better because you've given it some time. Okay, so let's begin the whole form from start to ending. Okay, so bow, quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four, finish. And again, bow, quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four, bow, and let's do it one more time, and we'll do it from some different angles so you can pick up it differently. Here we go. Bow, quarter one, two, three, four, finish. Okay, so I'm going to do it a couple of times from the different angles. So I did it back to the camera, I'll do it forward to the camera, and I'll do the same speed. So here we go. Okay, quarter one. Quarter two. Quarter three. Quarter four. So you might want to place a little dot right here. We'll kind of talk more about that tomorrow, but so you just have to know where you're going and where you end up. But you should really end up within a few inches of where you started. Okay, so I'll do another one from this angle here. Quarter one. Quarter 2. Quarter 3. Quarter 4. Okay, one more time. Quarter 1. Quarter 2. Quarter 3. Quarter 4. Okay, so if you've been following along, you can see where it all just sort of comes together at the end. It should almost feel when you're doing this, if you're getting it, almost like you feel like you maybe forgot a part of it. What that means is it seems easier than what it was. You're not working so hard to remember it, so you feel like, wait a minute, a couple of days ago, this took too much space up. Now all of a sudden I must be missing something. A lot of times you're not. However, you have the videos, so you can check it. There are a lot of little tips that I could give you to improve common mistakes, but everybody is so different that to explain the different versions or the different variations of this form, it'll take too long, and I'll probably just confuse the beginner who's just wanting to see if they can do this and learn. Tomorrow, when we go to the last part we put all together, I'll kind of maybe talk a little bit about forms and variations, things that I want to say a new instructor or a new student might worry about or think that after you've trained for a few decades, you realize it just doesn't matter. Okay, so there's variations of this form where you come around and you just do different, it's kind of what you're practicing, like there's different variations of push-ups and stuff. The important thing to know when you're doing variations is that you're doing a variation, and it's kind of nice to know what the core form is from where those variations come from. So I have had times where I would be teaching a variation to a class. Most of the people in the class had the original form, but occasionally there will be a few people that might be new, and they're thinking they're learning the original when they're learning the variation. And usually I catch them and I correct it and I let them know what we're doing, but sometimes it gets a little confusing. So the core form is simple, basic, and to the point. The variations is where it gets a little bit fancy, and when you start getting more comfortable with your body and your movements, you're able to start thinking different. So maybe you use a circular inside motion opposed to a straight line. Kind of just depends. When I change the variations, just for the record, I'm also changing the attack as well as the defense, which changes the form slightly. Right now, I'm just trying to get through some basic movements in this form. That's why I like this form. So we're going to do it again a couple of times. I'm going to turn it around. You can follow me around. We'll do it 2 or 3 times. No talking. We'll just go right through it. So here's your practice time. Let's begin. Tempo 1. There you have it. Okay, so you've learned all the Kempo 1. You've also learned all the components of Kempo 1. So you've learned stances. The only thing really we haven't done Kempo 1, other than maybe the knee and the leg strike, is any of the kicks. And we'll maybe add and talk about those tomorrow. But you've completed day 6, and you should have, where you're at right now, anywhere from 80 to 100% of the form. It just might be a little choppy and slow, but we'll fix all that up. So congratulations, you're doing great. Tune in tomorrow for the last day of your challenge, and we'll see you there.